All right, we are officially live.
Yes, we are a
So
go.
cool, learning about technology.
Yeah. All right. So we are officially starting again.
Let's kick it off.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
How is it going, people? We had some technical difficulties. We were setting up the camera by putting the camera app up to see what our view was, and then our webcam was ended up
Can't use
getting
them at the same
blocked.
time.
So you live and you
Yep.
learn. Technology is fantastic. But Jake, who are we?
We're Active RV Life. So we started in October, officially launched. We are a online health and fitness community built by RVers for RVers.
As we're in
And
our RV right now.
yep, when we have follow along on demand workouts for any level, any age, as well as nutrition, mindset, all the good stuff.
Mhm. So we, as you guys know, it's winter time for in the States, of course. So we are in the southern section of Utah where it's like that deserty part of the area. So we want to, if you want to throw some comments in to see where, I want to see where everybody's located because some people love winter camping. I know some people are in, I think we have some friends in Nebraska right now, like
Yep.
really getting hit by some snow. We have some people that have like I think a rig in Utah, not Utah. I meant to say Ohio. So it's like
Mhm.
the weather up there is definitely not great. So we want to know where your locations are. So of course, put them in the comments. And also, we wanted to know too what kind of rig that you have. We have a fifth wheel. What kind of fifth wheel, Jake?
Grand Design Solitude.
So we've been living in this since 2021. We kind of took the plunge during the pandemic. It took us a little while to find the rig. So by the time that happened, I think it was summer of 2021, but we officially got our rig and started RVing full time. The house still wasn't sold yet, but we weren't living in it. So eventually, once that did sell, then we were full time RVers. I think what it was like September or October at that
Yeah.
time. So, anyways, we've been full timing and we know how challenging it can be able to stay consistent with your fitness goals. And of course, with the new year coming up, we know how important it is, especially as RVers. We know we have this massive list of must haves and I want to see this, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And we know that sometimes goals kind of are personal goals, not our bucket list goals. That's for sure. We hit every one of those, but we kind of forget about our personal goals. So that is why we are here to help you with that.
So, surrounding New Year's resolutions, about 79% of adults have health and fitness as one of their resolutions. However, only about 8% actually follow through. Why is that especially important for RVers? Because the majority of RVers, they want to start because they want to get out there, get active, go see everything this country has to offer, from the mountains to the lakes to lighthouses to all the different attractions and things like that. And so, you know, being healthy and fit and active, being able to go out and experience the great outdoors, that's something that's very, very important. And unfortunately, you see it when you're out there.
Mhm.
You don't have the health to be able to go do the hikes or do some of the dream vacations that you planned on. And so a lot of folks, they grind away at work, family obligations and stuff like that get in the way. And before you know it, your health starts to deteriorate
Mhm.
and gets away from you. And so when you finally do get out on the road and you picture this picturesque dream retirement, you're not actually able to do the things that you want to do.
So one thing that like a lot of people when they start RVing, of course, they want something different that maybe the home life of living, in a house wasn't giving them. And it kind of starts with the right mindset. I know, especially when we started RVing, a lot of people were like, "I can't believe you're doing this. How do you do this? My lifestyle doesn't apply to this." And I'm just like, "Why not?" And I want to give like a quick story. Like there was one person where she has no kids, she works remote, and she has an apartment. I'm like, and you tell me your lifestyle doesn't allow this. And she kind of looked at me. She's like, you might be right. Like I kind of think that I'm in my head. So, anyways, that's one of the things that we want to talk about, like the right mindset of actually getting an RV. You want to be intentional while you're here, whether it's going to see all these cool adventure places and national parks and state parks and monuments, and then seeing just cool scenic drives, things like that. We want to make sure we're being intentional on those certain things. So, what does that specifically mean? So, we know that there is um, delicious food everywhere we go. We are in, like, every time we travel, we get to get the best of the best weather and the best of the best food. So, how do you purposely know, hey, I know I want to eat, like, we're originally from Pennsylvania, so the pierogies there are to die for. How do you plan that ahead of time before you end up eating pierogies every single day, and then the next place you eat the bad food, and
Mhm.
so on and so on and so forth. So being intentional in that sense of things, and also just being able to embrace the journey itself. A lot of people, they see what they want and they have no clue how to climb that ladder, and they just want to get from point A to point B. But a lot of people, especially on the internet, they pretend like, oh, you want this tummy to be super flat in 14 days, do this program. Sorry, guys, we're not going to BS you. It takes about 3 to 4 months for you to see any type of behavior change, and also body change, and also mindset change. So that is huge and critical that I don't think people realize, because the internet loves to tell you that you can do something in 7 to 14 days. And that's just not true. So embracing the journey, understanding, being intentional. And as we know, RVing is not perfect at all. We pretend like it's perfect when we're drawing up the plan, but then we start driving and a tire is flat, and then the RV park maybe is not as level as you hope to be, or maybe you're, I don't know, the truck blew up or
Mhm.
something. Like, there's, we have plenty of stories. So if you had a story like that, throw in the comments. We would love to hear what kind of challenges you've had in the past. But those are a couple of things that we definitely want to focus on for our New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, and then the other thing is to keep a positive mindset. And so you want to have consistency over perfection. You can have the best plan on paper, checking it out. I'm going to do this, this, and this. No downtime. I'm going to maximize productivity and efficiency, and just something life throws at you, and then the whole plan gets out of hand. And so, you want to embrace that lifestyle. And Jerry Seinfeld actually had a big giant calendar, and he had a goal that every single day
Mhm.
he would just write one joke. Doesn't matter if it's good, bad, whatever, but it's getting those reps in, that the repetition with that, being consistent. He had a giant red Sharpie marker. He crossed out an X, and one goal that he had was do not miss 2 days in a row.
Mhm.
So he could actually see the visual. It's right there in front of him. He knows if he's accountable. And so it's all about becoming 1% better.
Mhm.
There's a little plug for James Clear's Atomic Habits book. If you guys haven't had a chance to read it, highly recommend
Mhm.
it. But again, it's 1% better each day. And then if you do the math at the end of the year, that's 38 times better than
Mhm.
where you were the year prior. And so just those small little changes can make a huge impact.
So I actually wanted to give an example off of one of those. So, like, I know we're talking about fitness and health, and some people just think it's exercise. Of course, we're promoting exercise, but like, let's see the small things that you can do besides that. So, something that both of us are working on is drinking more water. We have been in the desert for a while. We actually realize, like, the amount of water we're drinking, we think is enough, and our bodies are just definitely depleted from just the dry atmosphere and things like that. So that 1% better, just being able to, like, I know a lot of people might not like drinking water in general, but throwing in some flavoring, things like that. But anyways, like, let's say you never drink water, drinking two of these tomorrow or today, that's 1% better. It can be that simple. So that's what I wanted to show an example of something that's not exercise based. But if we are thinking about exercise, let's just talk about like a travel day. We all know one of the challenges that we have is like when we have to travel to our next destination, and who wants to get out of the RV or truck, whatever kind of rig that you have, and start to hunt down a gym. I know we don't want to. So what you can do, especially if you haven't been to one of those the RV park that you've been to, and it could be a state park, whatever, BML land, maybe just a parking lot, whatever the case is, you still want to explore the area. So one of the things like 1% better too is just walking around the RV park and just doing some small little exercises, maybe every 50 steps. If you're in an RV park, maybe by the time I get down this row and get to this rig, I'm going to do about 20 air squats. And by the time I get to this RV, I'm going to utilize this step and I'm going to do some little step ups on here. And then you can kind of repeat the process by doing push ups. If you really want to get on the ground, you can do some sit-ups. When I say push-ups, you can always use like a picnic table,
Mhm.
if there's a fence around, or you can even use the side of your RV or your truck or whatever you have available. So just wanted to give an example of what 1% really looks like.
Yeah. And then so drop in the comments too what kind of challenges and stuff that you find with RVing, whether you're full time or part time, or you're even just thinking about RVing in general, planning out. So by the time that you do hit the road, you have a plan in place
Hmm.
and you don't have too many surprises. But with the travel days,
Hmm.
that is actually a workout program that we have in the portal.
Yes.
So that way you're prepped, you don't have to think about it. They're 15 minutes. Do them either before you tear down or even once you get to the campground.
Or both.
You just want to, yep, get the blood flowing after a long day of travel.
Hmm.
Play that video. You can work out along with us, and hit those goals.
And then besides the travel days, like let's just talk about like nutrition and trying to have better healthy habits. We all know it's really hard to find places that we can park with our big kind of rigs. Some of us have easy drivable ones that you can just kind of swing into any kind of parking lot, but a lot of us have these massive homes nowadays that like trying to get into a Walmart parking lot can be challenging still. So if you have the accessibility to get into your rig while you're driving, that's one thing that we utilize. Our fridge is still hooked up and everything, and we just create certain foods that are easy to digest while they're cold. I have tried to eat the cold rice with chicken. Geez, that is so hard. I thought I could do it, but I'm like, you know what? We need to figure something else
Again,
out.
if it looks perfect on paper, but
Yeah.
man, if you get tired of eating chicken, broccoli, and rice for 4 days in a row, it's not sustainable.
And also, like, who wants to eat that cold? Like, it just doesn't taste great. So we found some alternatives where we'll make some simple sandwiches that are easy for us to just store in the refrigerator. And if you don't have access to the refrigerator, you can always get a small cooler that could be really easy, like a compressed one, or something along those lines where you maybe just like when you park, you can just grab that out of your truck. But besides the sandwiches, wraps are also very good. I'm thinking about something else. Like you don't want anything specifically frozen, but sandwiches, something handheld. Of course, you can always get snacks, and also it kind of saves your wallet as well. Sometimes we go into these gas stations, and I'm just like, man, I want this snack. I want this snack because I've been sitting hungry in this car for way too long. I get these hungry eyes. Like, have anybody ever gone grocery shopping hungry? Like, you're buying everything and everything, even though it's like, do I really want this long term? So, those are just some small things we can do. And not even just travel days, especially some of these national parks. We know how big Yellowstone is, Glacier National Park. There is one place I think you can stop at. But, anyways, besides the point, who wants to spend $25 for a really crummy burger? I know I don't. So those are certain things like, okay, you want the best of the best, go be intentional, get that awesome food, but saving your wallet and also saving the like just the calories
Mhm.
and your stomach pain. You don't want to be too like feel crummy before even getting to go
Yep.
see, I don't know what's something in Yellowstone, the thing that sprays everywhere. I'm blanking on what that is.
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful. Thank you. I was like something along those lines, but the nutrition side of things. And then of course, moving every day. We talked about the very simple travel day. And then also one thing we've learned with RV life is we need accountability. And with accountability, we need community. And that's why we're here today. We know that we're a little bit younger than, I guess, the traditional RVer. Nowadays, that's changing a lot. Usually people, we've been finding people more our age, but at the same time, we want to find a community that just is like-minded. We don't care what age you are. We have friends that are in like their 70s and people that are in their 20s. As long as they have the same mindset as us and they want to do these fun activities, we're all for it.
Well, I think let's show them some workout equipment.
Yeah, so you won't be able to see it on Facebook or TikTok, but you can kind of see on our YouTube channel on the side, we have a bunch of workout equipment on the side. So depending on your rig and your space and how much you want, are you just going to give it all to me right now?
No,
okay. Depending on your space, you can definitely utilize different kinds of equipment. So we do have a fifth wheel. So having some weight is not too challenging for us. We don't have a ton of dumbbells, but we do have these interchangeable dumbbells that work fantastic. These ones go from, I think, 5 pounds
to 52.5.
Yeah, 52.5. There are ones that go from, I think, 5, maybe it's 10 to 100 pounds. If you know you like to lift real heavy and stuff. We're kind of hybrid. We're I used to lift really heavy, but now we are hybrid athletes. So we kind of do the running and lifting combined. But if you don't have the access or you don't want to be a heavy lifter, these kind of bands are phenomenal. There's multiple different kinds of bands. So I call these anything that's attached in a circle. I just came up with the name Infinity Band. I feel like these Infinity Bands work great. These you can use for your legs and your hands. These are more utilized for you to jump in and throw through your thighs. And you can literally just do some stepping marches with a little bit of resistance. Kick your leg out and get a little bit of a glute workout. What was it called? A booty burn type of workout?
Body boot camp.
Something like that, yeah. But these kind of bands are fantastic to be able to get leg workouts. And then with an Infinity Band like this, you can utilize this for stretching. You can utilize it for lifting, bicep curls. So let me show you something. So with stretching, we can utilize I'm going to back up a little bit so we can see.
Get out of your way.
Of course, our rig is a little bit larger than others. So we have this, we're tall. I'm 5'10". You're 6 foot.
6 foot. You know.
Yeah, we're about the same height, honestly. I'm just like 1 inch short.
Maybe 5'11" and a half. We're right at 6 foot.
But anyways, our rig allows us to be able to extend our hands up. So something you can do by stretching, you can literally do, what are these, pass-throughs?
Pass-throughs, yep.
And then you can also do some around the world, we'll call them right now, for stretching. But then also for lifting, you can do some...
you can see she's adjusting the tension of the band by the length.
Yeah.
So they're shorter. So you saw how she was wrapping the band around her hands.
That was too tight for what I was about to show you.
Yeah, it's going to make more tension. So you're going to get more resistance.
So this is much harder. But if you're like, I can't do that, you can bring your hands out even farther. Or this is doubled up. Take one of those doubles out and just use one of the bands. So that's how you can start utilizing that. But also step on the band. You can start doing some presses up. You can do some front raises. You can do some curls. You can throw this on your back.
Do some squats.
Do some squats.
You can do some good mornings.
Some good mornings.
Work that lower back.
There's so much you can do with these bands. I think a lot of people just don't know how to use them. So if you have any questions, please drop in the comments and ask, how do I utilize what I have? Because outside of these bands too, we have, we call these kind of like therapy bands. They're much lighter and they're much thinner, but you can see we loop this. Jake had a ankle injury back in the day. We went mountain biking. he smacked his ankle on a rock really, really hard.
Sprained it pretty good.
And so what we were doing, I would hold on this side and he'd put his foot in here and he would just do his little ankle movements here. But you can still utilize these for your arms. You can make a little arm one and do some press outs. There's multiple things you can do. The best way I can explain it, get curious. The more curious you are about how to use this equipment, the more you're going to see, oh my God, this is not as hard as I thought it was going to be. And guess what? If you don't want to buy any equipment, I mean, we're in the desert right now. Go pick up a rock. You know what I mean? Those are really heavy. Water jugs, you can always utilize things
water
like
jugs
that.
are 8 pounds, so you can use that.
Mm-hmm.
If your RV park and I'm over here leaning this way, YouTube is going to look awkward, but if your RV park has picnic tables, you can do step ups on the picnic tables. You can do push ups. So if you can't do a traditional push up, you could always do them on your knees or the picnic table because you're more elevated and it's putting a lot less stress on your chest and your shoulders.
Yeah. Like we said, we are full-time RVers, and this is something just to help us stay consistent. So when we're moving park to park, we don't have to keep finding different gyms and trying to figure out, because sometimes we used to do that. It's like, man, there was one time the closest gym was, I think, 30 to 45 minutes. We were getting up at like 4 a.m., just like our eyes were rolled back, trying to drive to this place. And then we get to the gym and I'm like, this is a workout we could have just done in front of our RV. So even if you're not a full-time RVer, if you're a part-time RVer, this portal is allowing you to stay consistent through, if you're kind of going part-time from your house to a rig, or even somebody that has to travel through hotels and stuff like that. This is something that you'd be able to stay consistent in your home and also in your RV. And that's the one thing that was huge. So that was one thing that we also had a challenge with, because while we were RVing prior, Jake had to fly for his job sometimes. How can he stay consistent for that? And then outside of that, we had some issues too with just like the travel days. I know there was one time, we're from Pennsylvania, like I said, we drove all the way to Montana. There was like 4 to 5 days where we were just sitting in a car multiple hours. And being able to use those travel day workouts, even for that, like I know that wasn't a part-time thing, but at the same time, that threw us off our consistent schedule. And it was so awesome to be able to just do a quick little body workout in front of the RV or kind of in this little space that we have in our rig and just keep on grinding.
Yeah. But the biggest thing, I'm going to awkwardly stand over here. The biggest thing is like with the traditional gym, you're going in there, you're seeing similar, the same people, they're motivating you. They're, if you kind of get a little bit tired and, they can call you out and say like, hey, I saw you didn't come here Tuesday. What's up? And then that'll help motivate you. That's what we're trying to do with the portal. So, everyone's spread out all across the country. We have friends that, we kind of see them, hey, we're going to go to this rally in Utah, or we're going to go to this rally in Florida. So you
just
see
like
them here and there.
Surface level friends at that point, and that's not what we want.
Not just surface level, but you don't see them often,
right? Yeah.
And so like that day in and day out, using that portal to help keep each other motivated. There's like a streak, so you can log your weights and your reps and all that kind of stuff. But if you just want to like, hey, I just want to be healthy and active, show up every day. You get little streaks and you can kind of track it that way. So you can even have different fitness levels. So Sarah's a beast. So she's going to lift more weight than I can. But we can still keep each other accountable just based off of the consistency and staying there.
He runs way faster than me. So that's how we stay really competitive. We can have the same workout, but at the same time, it's just a lot of fun. And then outside of that too, we do have a private Facebook group. If you are part of our portal, that's where the community side of things is rather large. In the portal, you get to see everybody where they're kind of like located and how long they've been in the portal. But that private Facebook group, you can ask people questions. You can create camaraderie with that. So like I know we've been on the southern side of Utah. We've been through Arizona. We've been seeing a ton of people ATV riding. And it can be rather lonely just ATV riding by yourself. So that private Facebook group, go find somebody that would love to do that. Let's talk about couples now. We met somebody in Las Vegas during that, what was it, the Oasis Las Vegas Grand Design Rally?
Yep.
Yeah,
October.
I was just making sure I got the name
Yep.
right. So we met a couple, and she told me that her husband loves to fish and she loves hiking with her dog, but she doesn't want to go fishing because that's just not what her thing is. But she's too scared to go hiking by herself. And I was like, why don't he find a community of some people that love fishing and you find a community of people that like hiking with their dogs? And she's like, huh, I never thought about that. So as you know, like, of course, we love our husbands, he loves his wife, but at the same time, having different hobbies, like it can be challenging doing things because you might only have one piece of equipment. I meant to say vehicle. And it can be challenging to have those separate hobbies whenever you're constantly camping. So those are things we also want to promote as well. Like, of course, we want the fitness aspect of things, but the community, that's where the fun is. Like, we want to make fitness fun, and this is how we're trying to do it.
Yeah. And speaking of that, we're going to be down. I'll get there. Speaking of community, we're going to be at the Quartzsite RV show. So you can come make fun of me for my awkward, was it Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights? I don't know if they did my hands. You come poke fun. But, certainly come meet us. We'd love to, hear about you, whether you're full-time and part-time and you're like, hey, you don't even have an RV yet. You're thinking about it. We've definitely done all the wrong things RVing. So I'm sure we could help you out any way we can. I think there is a content meet and greet. I think it's the 17th.
17th, I think it's
4:30, something like that. So
I shared it on the Facebook page. So if we got that time wrong, please go check that out. We'll be there. But once again, with the portal, like, it's not just for people our age. We've made all levels, all ages, to the point where if you want to do a crazy hard CrossFit workout, or you want to just kind of keep consistent movement or mobility, or if you're 55 plus and you want to just get more functional independence, that is what we're doing. And if there's not a program that you want to do, guess who's making the program? Me. He's putting it in the portal. I'm making the program. We're filming it together. Let me know. I'll create something that's more beneficial for what you need. I know that I want to create something like jump roping for cardio if you don't like running. I want to create band kind of workouts. If that's anything that you're interested in, please let me know. And once again, these are, like, I know we're trying to help our viewers, but if you have a small space, this should be utilized for you as well. That we just want consistency.
Well, I think we've been on here for a little bit.
I'm going to check some comments. I see that we got some. So we got on the...
Oh, dude, Sparks and Rex. Yeah, heck yeah. What's up, guys?
Yeah. Sparks and Rex says, the consistency is my biggest thing with how unexpected we travel and how quickly our schedules change. The consistency kills me.
You're watching us on Facebook and
you guys
overachievers.
You are. Well, that's something that we also had that huge challenge with. It's just the consistency after a while, like especially when we were preparing for the Oasis RV rally show. I think we didn't work out for like 2 weeks straight.
Yeah, and we literally own a fitness company and we didn't even work out. So
it was just so challenging, and we understand that. And the traveling side of things too is what makes it really, really hard. So that's why we do have like minimal equipment things. I will say some of the movements, you're going to be like, Sarah, what is this? But that's the point. We're trying to make things a little bit more different than what you see traditionally in a gym. We're not going to just do bicep curls and rows and like just the traditional stuff. You're going to feel muscles that you've never felt before, but it's going to be body weight. It's going to be possibly banded or a lightweight. So those are the things that we really want to promote here. But thank you, Sparks and Rex, for not just being on the Facebook, but also on our YouTube. What did she say on YouTube? I need some truck camper exercises. We will see you at the Quartzsite. Awesome. Heck yeah.
We'll make a list.
They will.
We'll get some for you.
Will we be at Escapes Bash? I don't know what that is.
What that is. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
Tell us what that is. We'll
figure out
check
what
it.
is.
Check it out. Oh, she wants camper exercises. So I know that that space is very, very small. I think something that would work really well, something that you can think and utilize is like, what can I do in a phone booth? So those certain things we definitely want to roll with. But once again, if doing normal traditional air squats is too easy, what happens if we kind of spread our legs a little bit and do a squat where I'm putting all my weight on this leg?
Like a staggered stance.
Yeah, this is kind of a kickstand, and you're putting all that weight down on there. Or if you really want to get fancy, put the leg straight out and try to utilize squats in this way.
Pistol squats.
Pistol squats, yeah. So they're called pistol squats because your hands have to be out and pew pew kind of situation. But anyways,
if you have a picnic table at your RV park, I would recommend trying it out on the picnic table first. It gives you a little bit of like a visualization on, when to get your working leg down to 90 and you're not going to be falling off balance. It's a pretty tough movement.
So I'm just kind of using our island right now. You can either be in front
for balance
or the side.
Yeah.
The chair works really well. This is our desk chair. Camping chairs can be a little flimsy. Yeah, so just be a little cautious with that. But the pistols, you can always utilize something to hold on to or hang on to your partner. That's something like
good for something.
We want to make partner workouts and stuff. But another thing that we can utilize too, this is actually a ankle and wrist weight. They're not super, super heavy, but they're very beneficial for making those body weight exercises just a little bit harder. So something that you can do, you can always wrap it around here. And if you want to put it on your wrist or on your legs, and then you can just kind of jog into place and really utilize or even do some punching. I just didn't put it on my wrist because this is going to take too much time.
And she's going to hit me.
But you can like do some punching with the ankle weight. You can do press ups,
single leg RDLs,
so hold on to it and do some RDLs this way.
Hit your hamstrings and that low back, and then all those little stabilizer and joints and muscles in the knee. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah. And then doing anything away from the body. I know that I said phone booth, but think like a wingspan phone booth. Okay, just holding this right now, I can feel this. So just doing isolation holds or try to catch that thing. Anything where you're stimulating muscles
so you're going to be beneficial. Using fast twitch muscles when you're trying to catch stuff.
And she said, Sparks and Rec, if you use Escape's mail service membership, they have a big bash starting this weekend in Lake Havasu. We're not far from there right now, actually, right? That's in Arizona?
I think so.
Yeah. Because we went to Havasu Falls. We were going then and then going to the RV show. Okay. Well, we'll definitely look into that because I had no clue that existed. This is why we need community, honestly. All right, moving on.
I don't know how influencers have multiple. I'm just getting used to multiple cameras.
We have 3 cameras going right now. And then
I'm the worst millennial when it comes to technology.
Yeah. Denise is watching, and then
what up,
Andrea? Is that how we pronounce it? I'm terrible. Andrea. Sorry.
Yeah, we met them at Mountain Valley.
I always pronounce people's names wrong, so I apologize. But I see you commenting on our stuff all the time. We really appreciate it. Hey kids, good to see you. I have some of these bands. I really need to use them.
Wow.
Well, if you want to use them, of course, we got an awesome portal that can probably get you to use them. And then also you can just ask us questions, use that Facebook group. I believe you're in that Facebook group already. So, ask away in those comments.
But also, if you guys have grand designs out there, get a hold of Andrea, and they put on her, Denise, and Scott. They all put on some great rallies.
Yes, they really do. And they're awesome, awesome people. We met them once. We met them multiple times now, but the first time we met them, they just made us feel like we were already at home. They were inviting us to every single thing. They were letting us know. We didn't even sign up for their little, wasn't it a little like meet and greet rally?
It was like a mini rally.
Yeah, there was like maybe 20-ish people there, and they were all from like the same state.
It was awesome. Totally cool.
We just walked into it
so
accidentally.
Inviting. Yep.
Yeah, it was awesome. So that's what we're talking about. We want to keep that community strong. So that's one thing.
Oh, Facebook unplugged. There it goes.
Yeah, I'll go back. But that's one thing that we're trying to do here. It's like we want to continue to meet people and see people and not just have the online community. Of course, that's great, but talking to a screen after a while can get really old.
Yeah, and I was in corporate America for a while, so I had a very demanding job. We would travel around. I'm at job sites, and it's like by the time you're done working, you're exhausted. So this is the first year we've ever gotten I'm gonna stand over here involved in rallies and stuff like that. Highly recommend it. You meet super cool people. So don't be shy. Go just register for whatever, whether it's a grand design rally or escapees or there's 100 different other RV rallies out there. Just go get involved.
Yeah, there's so much out there, and we just need to utilize it more. I think we accidentally get in our own little worlds, just like anybody else. And we kind of forget those small little nuggets that can kind of branch us out. So that's what we're here to do. And I don't know what else to talk about.
I think we give them a call to action.
Yeah. So Parks and Rec said again, she's a grandma with tech.
She's she's like me.
With technology. Okay, my bad. This is why I have Jake. When I'm reading things, he can just let me know what I'm trying to read sometimes.
We're good too.
I just do one screen, switch to YouTube.
Let me stand over here. Look at this screen. So
we'll take a picture of our whole setup after we're done here. It's definitely, I'm trying to look here, here, and here, and it's just camera galore. But thank you so much for coming to our very first live. We are going to try to stay consistent with this every single Tuesday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So East Coast, that's 7 p.m. Central 6, Mountain 5, and then Pacific 4. So every Tuesday. So our next one is, what is it, the 13th? The next one is,
whatever math is.
So on Facebook, I have them repeating. I don't think I can do that on YouTube or TikTok, and I don't have privileges to do these lives yet on Instagram. We'll eventually get that. I guess we'll have to get another camera out for that. But anyways, that is the plan. And I know that we talked about New Year's resolutions. Next time, we're going to have a different topic. It's going to be all about fitness while being in a camper or in those small spaces. So that's going to be your general topic. But then from there, we're going to change. Like maybe we will talk more about nutrition or, I don't know, maybe water consumption, how to, like being an adult, it's hard to make friends. How do we do those certain things? So next live, we'll give you that topic when we think about it. So other than that,
for now, try to be 1% better.
Yes.
Instead of having this giant, all right, I need to, I'm going to eat clean. I'm not going to have snack food. I'm not going to have junk food. Just try to be intentional. Just one simple thing, because you want to have it sustainable. So again, like we said earlier, you could have the best plan on paper, and if it's, if you hate eating chicken, rice, and broccoli, then don't make a meal plan with just plain chicken, chicken, rice, and broccoli, because you're not going to follow it.
Fitness should be fun.
Yep. And so if hey, you have a date night planned out, just try to eat a little bit cleaner, those couple days leading up to the date night. So that way, whenever you do have it, there's no guilt. You can go indulge, and then just like the Jerry Seinfeld method, just don't miss 2 days in a row. So just hit it back again the next day and get after it.
And we wanted to show you that we do have these lovely mats. They're super, super thick because we know how hard these RV floors are. I tried to not have a mat for quite some time when we first RV'd, and I was like, Jake, I can't do it. Like my knees, my legs just aren't able to just not be beat up from the things I wanted to. So if you're coming to the Quartzsite show, we do have a couple mats. We might be giving them out. I don't know. We'll see when that time comes. But I just wanted to show and utilize and show what these look like, because these can also be used more than just exercise. You can help get under your RV, or I don't know, just
a bunch of stuff.
I'm just throwing some random ideas out there.
We had Travel Around Susie just pop up. What's happening? Good to meet you. Thanks for coming. We're about ready to wrap up, but next Tuesday, 5 o'clock Mountain Time, check us out.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you then. Keep in contact with us on the Facebook and on YouTube. We'll put out the upcoming event, and then we will let you know the topic when that time comes. But we really appreciate all your support, guys. We couldn't be doing it without you. This has really been a magical dream. Jake and I have been trying to work together for quite some time, and we finally made it happen. So other than that, we hope to see you either in the next RV park, hopefully on another trail.
Quartzsite, if you guys make
Yeah, if you're going to Quartzsite, we'll see you there. But other than that, Blitz wants to say bye, but he's just taking a nap over here.
That's what I need right now.
But all right, guys, we'll see you next Tuesday live. All right, take care.